I want to break up with my boyfriend after I caught him cheating, but he is gaslighting me. Today I caught my boyfriend cheating. I have had that feeling for a bit now that he is, but only today I got the confirmation. Me and my boyfriend are having a long-distance relationship, but he lives like only an hour away from my cousin who I sometimes visit with my family. So we got one chance to meet each other before, and my cousin was there with me too, just to make sure I am fine, etc. I know my boyfriend cheated on his ex-GF, but I hate not giving people a chance to change, so I went with it. And everything went well, until I started suspecting him cheating on me after some situations with other girls, etc. But I never said he is cheating on me, because I didn't have a proof he really did cheat. So I always just put that thought away and didn't think of it again. Until today. As I woke up and saw my BF was up a bit earlier than I was, which he usually isn't, I said good morning and everything, and opened up Life 360 to see if he maybe is at the gym and that's why he is awake so early. I then saw his location permission is turned off. My heart dropped to my feet, and this terrifying feeling came up in me. I then asked him why his location is turned off. He later replied that he was still sleeping and just woke up, and he will fix that issue with the location later because he is still at home, so it doesn't matter. I thought this was weird, it's just one click to turn it on again. But I said okay and just went with it. I asked him after he didn't text me for a few hours if he could turn it on finally. He got mad and asked why TF he should fix this now and why so urgent. I said then not and just went offline. Me still having no clue, neither what he is doing, nor where he is. And suddenly my cousin texts me. She asked if I and my BF are still together. I said yes OFCY. She then told me she saw my boyfriend in a shopping center with another girl, while he had his arm around her. No matter how much I trust anyone, if there is no proof, I probably won't believe it. So I asked her to send me a pic. She then said she doesn't know where they went, but she will search them, but she is there with her parents so it won't be that easy. She then proceeded to open up to me about something she didn't tell me earlier, because she was scared of it. Not only was my boyfriend cheating on me with a girl he was at the mall with, no, he also started to flirt to my cousin right after that one chance where we got to meet each other. She sent me screenshots, from different app, where he texted her. Asked her to meet up, to hug, and this far that he sent dick pics to her. I was in shock. I literally didn't know what to think. I was kind of disappointed in my cousin for not telling me earlier, but I can understand that she was scared to tell me about this. I then called my boyfriend, OFC he didn't accept. But he asked what's wrong. I wrote you cheated on me. The first thing he answered literally was with whom. Everyone would say why are you thinking that way or SMTH, but he literally just asked who it was. I sent him some screenshots and also said that thing with them all. He then said that he has no time right now and he isn't there with someone else. Told him that it doesn't change the fact he sent my cousin dick pics. He said he can explain everything and that those screenshots were 1 year ago. I then sent him other screenshots with chats from last month. He started telling me that I am acting like his ex-girlfriend, and that I won't even wait and listen to his POV. And that he wants to talk to me later and it will be my own choice if I then want to continue or not. He got mad at me for dancing after my cousin and that I listened to what she told me, etc. Why should I listen to what she tells me? I know her my whole life, I trust her. And she had proof. I told him I will listen to what he says when he gets home. Now I am lying in my bed and I am waiting for him to call. He just sent me an audio where he said he is still not at home, but it was a year ago, and he himself realized it was bad and that he left all of that behind him and he can't even remember that anymore. And the recent one was to help himself. But he knows everything was a mistake. Since I know he cheated on his ex, then told me he would never do SMTH this bad to me, and he still did, I will break up with him no matter what he is going to say. Even though I will break my own heart because I love him. But if he doesn't treat me right, I won't accept it. It will probably take a while till he gets home, but I will keep you updated. Update. I just broke up with him. I was able to do it. Even though I hate myself right now. Breaking the promise that I will try it over and over again with him. But I know it was the only way to get out of this. He tried to tell me how much he loves me, he excused for everything he did. He told me that he will do better. He found ways to excuse his cheating. He tried everything and I think posting this on Reddit was the right decision. I got some notifications while he told me those things, and I only was able to get through this because those notifications reminded me of how bad the situation is, so I was able to stay with my decision to break up. I told him that breaking up doesn't change how much I love him and that he can contact me if he needs someone to talk. He then proceeded to tell me that I am not loving him, and that if I break up I give everything up we had. Yes, it is true, I give it up, but I give it up after he chose to cheat. He also told me that he thinks he has depression and was sad that I am not like I was when we met. Is that an excuse to cheat? In addition, to let you all know, he told me almost every time we thought about literally anything that I changed and that I am not nice to him anymore, only arrogant, and selfish. I indeed changed, I became more aware of myself. He insulted me with every possible bad word in 2 different languages, for months. IOFC became more self-defensive if he says bad words to me. He then proceeded not to spend any time with me for 2 months, not calling, nor playing video games together. I am the last person to judge if he has depression or not, because only a person themselves knows if they have or don't have it. I myself suffered from it too, but I got out of this hole. And I only want him to get out of this hole too. But he won't get out of there with me on his side. He always makes me feel like he isn't happy with me anymore. It was gaslighting at its finest, but I got out of it. He told me it's killing him, I told him it's killing me too. He said it's my own fault. I really didn't feel well, I almost jumped up to run to the bathroom and start throwing up. This was the hardest thing ever to do. My eyeballs felt like falling out because I was crying so hard and I definitely had a panic attack, couldn't breathe. But I was strong enough to stay to my decision. He started to insult me again, I told him he is doing the same bad thing again, and he didn't care. I told him I won't ever block him, because I still care for him and I am here if he needs someone to talk to, but I am still leaving him. He gave up and told me how much he loves me again. I really believe he meant those words. I know he loves me. I told him that I love him too and wished him a good night even though it will be hard for both of us. That's the end of the story, I guess. I don't know what to do with me now. I will probably cry myself to sleep, and then try to heal over time. I think this will take a very long time. An almost 2-year-long relationship over. It's not like it was a few months. Comment. You sound very young. There will be other people in your future who don't treat you like this. You deserve better. Break up with him and move on. This is a good example of why people will gaslight and behave in the ways of your boyfriend, because it works. You know he's cheated and you still want to hear him out. I'm almost impressed by him. Whatever your journey is right now, it is imperative to your happiness that you become the type of person these behaviors and strategies won't work on. Otherwise you will potentially develop a lifelong habit of giving people way more chances than they deserve and finding yourself perpetually miserable and second-guessing your relationships. This will especially become problematic if you're in a healthy relationship, because your history will cause you to tank it. You and only you have the power to break up with him. If you don't do it, then it's on you. He can't force you to stay with him. Stay strong. Keep your chin up. He can say he loves you all he wants, but you will never be able to forget the cheating. A relationship isn't worth saving if the person cheats. Make sure to draw a boundary, and move on from him. He isn't your person, and you deserve better. The update. Break it off, block him, stop offering him solace, stop offering him love, stop offering him help. He loves me, sweet Jesus. He sent your cousin dick pics what, a year after you got together, after first meeting her, and she just caught him with another girl. She wasn't the first, she wouldn't have been the last. The kind of person who sends a dick pic to your cousin is not like a first-time cheater, that is the mentality of a guy who sends dick pics to 10 girls a week and your cousin was just the latest number he happened to find. He's been manipulating you, he gaslit you over this and you're sending your cousin dick pics. He's a scumbag. He most definitely doesn't love you, and you being there for him will result in him acting depressed and upset to try to get you back, so he has a sucker at home and can cheat thinking you'll keep taking him back. You cut off people like him, you don't maintain an open channel of communication to allow him to continue to manipulate you. Story 2. I still obsess over bad things that have happened to me in the past no matter how much I try to believe I moved on, and it has left me with a ton of emotional problems. I have a bad habit of obsessing over friendships that have gone south in the past, and it's a constant bout of me trying to fight the thoughts off, but yet no matter how hard I try, they always keep coming back, and I don't know how to stop it. I just wanna say in advance, I'm very sorry if a lot of my words come off very jumbled and disorganized. Talking about this isn't very easy for me. First was a friend group I used to be a part of that I ended up leaving due to a mixture of both mine and some other people's wrongdoings. I admit I was absolutely no saint in the situation, but the way they went about it came off very spineless to me. I first met some of the people via Discord, and I thought they were cool at the time. And everything seemed cool until I got randomly kicked from a Discord server one of the guys was a part of, and so when I try to find out why, I get told it was cause I upset the owner's girlfriend, and so I talk with the friend and he tells me something along the lines of not everyone is gonna tell you how they feel sorta thing, and then after that I hung out with him more and he started to seem so distant and I started to get this odd feeling about him, and it all culminates with me just plain leaving the group after another friend who I ended up merging the group with decided to ghost me and basically to yell at me over a whole bunch of things. And he also ends up sending me an image where I find out that the reason I was originally told was a load of bull and the real reason I was kicked from the other server some of those guys were in was cause the owner, and I'm assuming some of the people in there straight up just didn't like me. Second was even more personal for me. To cut to the chase, it was similar situation as before where some people I met in another Discord server and thought they were cool and I got invited to their group. It all goes downhill after I end up beefing with someone else in that group over admittedly petty things, and so weeks pass by and the main person who I thought I was cool with ends up kicking me from the server out of nowhere, and I have no idea as to why. So I try to message some of the other people from the server and they say they have no idea. Weeks pass and some of my friends who I'm still cool with end up talking to the person and I find out that they kicked me cause, and I quote, they didn't feel comfortable around me and I supposedly was an asshole to some of their other friends. I find out the news and I do not take it very well. The impact of this is too much to the point where I'm just filled with rage and hoping for suicide. One day a few weeks after that I go out for a walk in the middle of the night, wishing for a car to hit me or for someone to shoot me. I don't get either of that and I end up going back home. That night was one of the worst nights of my life, cause I really felt like no one was there. No one to hear me, and no one to help mend my heart back together. Eventually I did talk to some other friends about it, which helped a little bit, but even to now the rage still remains. Even with all the lessons I have been taught since then, the damage still remains, and as much as I try to suppress it I still feel a constant rage, and an urge to severely hurt these people and mess with their lives as much as I can, and to make them feel the same way they made me feel. I know I cannot do that even if I tried, but it's things that still bug me even to this day. I know I'm no saint in any of these situations, as I've said and done some real stupid, but a part of me still wishes to hurt these people in any way I can over the pain they have caused me. It pisses me off even more when I think about how these people have friends who seem to really give a bad about them and who almost always want to be around them, and how they actually are trying to do something with their lives and trying to form careers. Meanwhile my punk ass only has a few small friend groups and I'm a loser who struggles with doing things to actually advance in life. It doesn't help that I am legitimately autistic and I struggle with ADHD, so my feelings of rage are only amplified. It's experiences like these that have now made me emotionally numb, and now I have trouble being honest with my emotions cause of stuff like this. And although it's been so long ever since these things happened, when I hear their names, the memories come in like a flood. I know I probably shouldn't be posting about things like this here, but well, right now it's kind of what I got.